making Denver a cooler place. This is George from Cherry Creek Refrigeration. I'm talking to you a little bit about R290 refrigerant. There's a few things you need. You're going to need a micro set gale so you can go down on your micro gauge, but you have to go 500 or below. You need the refrigerant, which is a pure grade R290, and some hoses, some shorter hoses to go with it. Then you'll need nitrogen, some gauges, an extension cord, probably a scale, so that we can weigh the refrigerant that goes into the system. You'll need some pinch-off tools in order to finish the job in the end. You'll need a gas leak detector, not a refrigerant leak detector. This is gas only. And this needs to be running the whole time when you're doing it. You need a blowtorch and fire extinguisher, some soap bubbles, sight glasses. You need a vacuum pump to pull with your micrometer to pull a deep vacuum. Need basic tools. You have to cut the refrigerant lines. So we're going to cut them, not let them off. Then we got our replacement unit here. And you need, most importantly, the sign that says propane. That way nobody smokes around you or lights something and the point where you're taking the gas out of the refrigerator. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so now we got the leak detector going, and that has to remain going the whole time we finish our job. We already removed the refrigerant from this unit, and it had a leak, so there really wasn't a lot in it. So now we're going to use our cutters. We don't want to braze across these lines. We've already blown nitrogen through the system to make sure that there was no more R290 in the system. We'll blow the system 3 times with nitrogen. Okay, so there's one cut. Now the next one. The system's free. We got something attached here. Looks like we still got the fan motor attached. All these wires go into a new fitting now. All these wires go into these new fittings now. So we can just cut those. Give us some wire. And then you got these new wire nuts under here. They got little snaps on them. You lift the lever, you pull the wire, But we're not going to do that until we get our new condenser in. And we're going to match the wire for wire. That way we don't make any mistakes. Okay, here's our new system. You're going to want to leave these nice and long on the system because we need to have a red wire or a red label put on to identify that they are r290. And we're also going to have to pinch it off, so we want enough distance from the compressor. We don't want the whole thing, that's a little too much. I guess it's for people that don't know how to pinch off things. And before we braze, we're going to slide our red sleeve down in here. And then on the compressor, we got two different parts of the compressor. We want to make sure the compressor is vacuum packed. Uh-oh. Listen to that. I didn't hear any bursts. There's supposed to be air behind that. So we're going to slide the sleeve off for a minute. But we're going to need the sleeve on there to identify that it is an r290 system. Take this, sit that in the port. Take this piece right here, and we're going to come into our suction fitting. But being this a plastic tray, we're going to have to remove this tray in order to properly finish this job. Tapes on here and they're holding us back a little bit where we need to be. But first, let's remove this tray and then we'll come back. The brown went to black. They have these new wire nuts. These could be flipped up. Levers on them. Flip the little lever up. Take your fitting, shove it all the way in, shove it, and give it the tug test. Now we gotta find where the blue went. The blue goes to white. This on your condenser fan label. Make sure we shove it up far enough in there. Snap down the lid, give it the tug test, and then we're going to get this last green one to ground. And you sort of have to do the wiring first because it's so far back in there. But you have to have these style wire nuts or anything with the flap that comes down. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to solder all our fittings. And I can't stress to you enough that you need to blow through the system 3 times with nitrogen before you try to even weld. You want to make sure that no more r290s in the system. These fittings I'm putting on are only temporary, just so we can vacuum and fill it. We're going to have to pinch these off. They're not allowed to be in the system. You might have heard somebody that doesn't know that it's not r290. At least if they have to pierce into it, they might think twice. Always be careful of the wiring in the cabinet and all the insulation when you're welding. You should always have a blowtorch. You should always have a fire extinguisher with it. You never know. You could run into problems. That's a good way to get a little bend in your stick, the top of your stick, so you can weld correctly. Alright, now we're going to put nitrogen in the system. Do not go over 200 pounds of nitrogen. We don't want to crack any more fittings. We're going to go in through the high side. We're going to watch our suction side. We got no restrictions and good rise. We got a good rise. Just feed a little bit of nitrogen in there at a time. So we don't want to damage our gauges. We're going to turn the suction hose off. That way we stop our suction hose from rising and damaging the gauge. It takes a little while for all the nitrogen to go through the system. That should be enough pressure to see the nice leaks. These will be gone anyway, but they're no good if they're leaking for the vacuum. It looks good. Don't see any soap bubbles on anything. Check our fittings. Inspect the new fittings. This is a brand new condenser. Looks good. Everything looks good. These would be the hardest welds right back in here, because these are a different type of solder. They're 45%. So, depending on if somebody knew what they were doing, soldering it or not. but they got them, so we're good to go. Now we'll do the next step, which is where we're going to remove the nitrogen inside. Turn the bottle off, drop the hose. We're going to put the hose back behind us because that's where that leak detector's at. And we'll see how good I flushed the system the first time. We're going to open and now we're going to listen for the leak detector. As the leak detector starts to pick up, we'll close our gauges. So even though we flushed it 3 times, you can see there was still refrigerant in the system. So, I mean, it's so important to flush it more than 3 times. So now we're going to flush it again. The unit slowed down and it came to a stop. Now we're going to let what's left on the high side out too. Okay, so no more beeping, all the nitrogen's out. Now we're going to switch our hose. Okay, so we put some shorter hoses on here. That way it's a cap tube system, it's a more critical charge. We're not going to lose that much r290 in the air, but it really wouldn't matter because you're allowed to legally vent it anyway. And so we got hooked over to the vacuum pump. And we're not going to put anything in here until we're about to do our 300 microns to 500 microns. And if we don't achieve 2 to 300 microns or 500 microns, then there's a leak in the system. That's why it's critical that that gauge is put on that system, so that we're not losing the freon into the air and causing problems. Okay, so the vacuum pump's done now. You can see we're at 260 micron, which is great. So now we're going to close our gauges. And now we're going to close the unit off itself. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get hose over here. We're going to get our bottle over here. We're going to turn on our handy dandy scale and make sure it's perfectly level on the section we put it on. I'm going to turn this on too. And we're going to come to a perfect 0 and we're going to zero this out. Okay. We're going to figure out how many ounces go in the system. Okay, so it's exactly 3 ounces. So what we're going to do, open the r290. Place the r290 onto the scale. And we're going to put something on top of it, but we want to keep it from rocking around. So the best way maybe would be to do our box. And then we get a stable thing. So now we're going to zero out the gauges again. Perfect 0. And now we're going to look for 3 ounces. Of refrigerant. We're going to have to bleed some of that out. We want to get all the air out of there. Okay, so now we know we got refrigerant to the hoses. And we really still haven't messed with this. And then I said, so there goes our gauge. So now we let enough Freon out of there. So, just catching what was in the air. You wait for it to dissipate. Oh, you wait for it to dissipate and go away before you proceed with any more letting Freon out or anything. Okay, so now we're going to let 3 ounces into the system. Okay, so we went a little bit over, but not by much, because we had what was wrapped up in this hose going in. So, and then we still have to do our pinch offs. So, that should really help the system. That should be the perfect charge by the time we pinch everything off and get it running. Okay, now we're going to close off our bottle because we don't want to add too much refrigerant to the system. Now we got to plug it in and see what our operating pressures are. Okay, so now we're getting ready to remove this hose because we got our perfect charge in the system. So our meter will pick it up here in just a second. So there's your operating pressures. A little over 150 and then 35. This is a medium temp for r290 system. So now we're all done. The last step is now we're going to shut down the system and we're going to pinch off these fittings and weld them shut. Here comes the fun part. Alright, here we go. Pinch off time. You can't leave these fittings on, and this little red hose has to go back on. It's the most dangerous part of the job right here. I'm going to take suction off. I'm going to take high side out. Come back away from the tool about this distance. And we're going to pinch it down. And then we're going to take this other one. And we're going to go sideways. And pinch it down. And then sort of. We need my tool. There it is. We're going to cut this off. Then we're going to start up the solder. our soap bubbles here in a little bit. Now we'll make sure that we didn't crack anything here. And we didn't crack anything there. So far the meter's not picking up anything. So we're going to do the same for this line now. Now we're going to go the opposite direction again. That just ensures our safety. We're going to cut this fitting off. Now we're going to pinch her off again. And see, we got a little bit of a leak on that one. See the flame coming out. So we got to get one of these tools to tie it. Okay. Let's see if we didn't stop the flame now. Yeah, no more flame. That means we're good. Still trying to fit. And that should be pinched off now. Now I'll come back over this one. Should be cool enough by now. Put some soap bubbles on it. Make sure we didn't crack any of those fittings. Now we're going to slide our red sleeve on it. That way nobody gets hurt. So we're going to take these off now. We're going to put some soap on them. Make sure we don't see anything crazy coming out. Grab our little leak detector. This one was sort of in question. I'm not sure if that picked up from myself. Or what it could have picked up on. Still might be a leak. We gotta solder it one more time. So you're going to put your tools back on the same way they came off. Don't try to bend your fittings different. Comes the rest of it right there. All we gotta do is just feel it. Hey, thanks for watching. This is George with Cherry Creek Refrigeration. Like, subscribe, share. Come on, guys. Help me get paid too.